Hey everybody, let me show you what I got going on here today. This is a Seagate 500 gig drive. Came off of an HP desktop that wasn't reading. It said no drive present. So sometimes you just get a corrupt drive and you can't read it, but you put it on an external dock like this and you read it. So this one here, I'm going to turn it on. You're going to hear a sound which, in my experience, this sounds like the head stuck, so we're going to wind up opening it up and finding out. But I'm going to put that, see if you can hear this. It's like a buzzing sound. And then, of course, it's not going to come up. Not going to come up in the discs, and I'm going to turn it off because the more we let that grind like that or buzz like that, the worse it gets. But it does not mount. So what we do with that is we're going to open up the cover, and you'll see, I'll do a little video after this. Usually there's a head that kind of swings out and goes over this rotating disc, which is the data. And what happens there is usually the drive gets hit and it bounces off into the platter and gets stuck. Normally the head is parked like a old-fashioned record player, where the record is spinning and then you got the head over here reading. That's the parking position. If it gets bumped, it has to get bumped really hard, it jumps over, hits the platter. Since the platter is not spinning, which is the disc, just gets stuck to it because of there's magnets involved there. So we're going to open that up and hopefully we can unstick it, which is by rotating it and pulling it off to one side. And if no damage occurs, hopefully we can read it, and we'll see what happens. So we take a look there, took the stickers off because there's a screw underneath that sticker. And like I mentioned, you could see that right there, right? So that arm should not be on top of that. It should be over to one side. So I'm going to move it back. I'm not going to be able to record it because I only got two hands. So we'll see if we can get that moved back. I'll show it back in the parked position. So let me show you this drive. Actually, the park position is on the interior. You see there, I put it all the way in. Normally most drives will have right here basically a parking position where it comes back and sits, and if you don't see that on this drive, it's because the parking position is on the inside. So rotate it up to the park position, and you can see there's nothing on this side there. So we're gonna close that. We're gonna seal it and keep our fingers crossed. So here we are back. I'm gonna turn it on, and we're gonna see if it mounts. If it does mount, I'm going to shut down the video quickly, and that's just because if it does mount, I'm going to start transferring the data as soon as possible. When you have a drive that's been open and has issues like that, you don't know if it's going to run, for a minute or 10 minutes. I've actually had some of these drives, be sealed and just work, completely for hours and hours. I don't recommend they get used again no matter what, but I have seen them run pretty safely, plenty of time after that. So here we go. I got my fingers crossed. I'm touching it here because I'm trying to feel if it's spinning. So it is spinning. It could still be spinning, but if the head gets damaged on that move, then we got a problem. But here we got D mounted. So far so good. And I didn't see C-mount, but then again, aside from that head sticking, I mean, the drive could still have problems, but at least, you know, it is spinning up, so the head was stuck. Now, whether we're going to be able to, I think we are. So there's another partition that mounted, and looks like, there you go. It took last, but that's the last partition, which is the operating system, which looks like that's it. That's the customer there. So I'm going to shut this down and get that transferred to another drive before it's too late. Thanks for watching. That's what's going on right here, right now at PC 911. Hey guys, so just a little more follow-up. It's going to take a while. 144 gigs. Here I'm using a 5 auto backup. So you could see in the picture folder alone 132 gigs. So primarily that's what we got there. 10 gigs on the desktop, 132 in pictures, and then some miscellaneous files. So it's going 143 gigs, 140 remaining. We'll see how long that takes, and hopefully it runs through with no problems. And then once again, that's what's going on right here, right now at PC 911.